Welcome. Namaste. Please make yourself comfortable in a seated position or lying down if you feel more comfortable that way. Tonight's class will be a bit of a slow flow with some restorative inversions. We're going to slow down the pace and really take our time with each breath and cultivate a little bit of pratyahara, withdrawing our senses from the external world and allowing ourselves to just be drawn inwards, away from the activity of our mind and into our body. And just getting nice and heavy in the hips, on your seat, softening your shoulders down away from your ears. And closing your eyes if you like. And seeing if you can just allow everything to feel relaxed and heavy and weighted. Just noticing that experience. And then contrasting it to create a little bit of balance by gently lifting through your spine, lifting into the crown of your head, and breathing light and soft. Starting to deepen your breath without straining or causing any tension. Bringing awareness to your breath and following its journey down into your lungs and back out again. Using this beginning of our practice to have a little moment of reset, letting go of the pace and all the happenings of the day, and coming back into attunement of our own internal pace, coming back to nature's rhythm and allowing our minds to slow down and fall into harmony with the pace of our breath. Setting a bit of an intention for our practice today to enter into the practice without trying to achieve or trying to perfect poses or create a particular shape, but to allow ourselves the freedom, the space to slowly and with curiosity move in and out of postures and meeting ourselves where we're at each time, not necessarily sensation seeking or not necessarily taking things to the absolute edge of our capacity. If that does happen, great, but allowing your body to set the pace and guide you in and out and not feeling like we have to maintain a certain standard or achieve a certain outcome. Now, taking one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart center for 5 rounds of Goranga breathing. Exhale completely. Breathing in, saying the sound, Goranga. Inhale. Goranga. Continuing on. Goranga. Goranga. Last time. Goranga. Come back to your regular breathing pattern, lowering your hands to your lap, opening your eyes. And in amongst my props today, I've got a blanket. So if you have a yoga blanket handy, let's get it out. Coming over onto all fours. And first we'll come into child's pose, letting your hips be heavy on your heels, lowering your forehead to the floor, resting on your mat, and placing your palms down with your arms forward, getting nice and grounded. Breathing here for a few breaths. One more breath here. And pressing yourself halfway up. Positioning the blanket so that you can go from having your forehead onto the mat to rolling onto the crown of your head. We'll start with this simple movement. It's actually a really nice, calming, grounding sort of a massage through the forehead and crown of the head. And you've got your hips lifting and your energy is lifting up out of your neck so that you're not compressing through the neck or just collapsing into the neck. So still moving with awareness and using the strength of your hips to help lift through the neck area. And if this feels like, okay, this is far enough, you can keep your forearms to the floor, palms down, and come up onto the crown of your head. And again, you've got your body. So work with your body to help support the movement. You can press down into your forearms, you can press down into your shins so that you don't place too much weight on your neck. But what we're looking for is a bit of compression in that place where your skull joints all meet. There's a nice mama point there. So just looking for, so you might need to move around just a little to find that placement. And it feels like a nice, gentle, bittersweet kind of massage feeling. If you feel you can go further, you can come back up and we'll come up to sit on our heels, interlocking our hands behind our back, folding forward, forehead to the floor. And inhale, lifting the arms up and over, still maintaining a lift through the neck, although you're nice and heavy. Head to the floor, taking your arms up and over so you've got a chest opener, stretching out through the shoulders. Inversion, that nice contact with the crown of the head to the floor. Staying here for a couple more breaths. It's one of my favorite postures for when I feel like I need grounding. And also, sometimes when I wake up in the morning, it's like a nice little brain reset. One more breath. And lowering your arms back to your torso, taking your hands to the floor, and pressing into your palms as you slowly roll back over your forehead, hips to your heels, coming to child's pose. And we'll take one fist on top of the other and then place our forehead on top of our fists, relaxing through the neck and shoulders, allowing everything to balance out. Lovely. One more breath here. Just slowly roll up. Come to sit on your heels. Turning your palms up, take a breath. Setting your blanket to the side and come back up onto all fours. Shoulders stacked above your wrists and hips stacked above your heels, spreading your fingers and thumbs nice and wide. Moving into cat-cow, aligning your breath with the movement. So inhale, tilting your pelvis forward, looking forward, feeling your spine articulate. Exhaling, tucking the tailbone, drawing the chin in toward the chest, rounding through your spine, looking toward the navel. Continuing on, inhale, looking forward. Exhale, rounding the spine. Staying nice and active, pressing into your palms, pressing into your shins. One more time each way. And come back to neutral spine. Inhale, raising the right arm up, pressing down strongly into that left palm, reaching up nice and tall into the right fingertips. And we'll come down, scooping the arm down and through, touching the shoulder to the floor. Only to sweep back up again as you inhale. Mobilizing through the upper back area, and the shoulders, and the neck. Let's do one more. Then exhale, taking the arm down, shoulder to the floor, finding your way into thread the needle. So the full expression of the pose is to take the arm up and over and tuck your hand in front of the right thigh, peeling the top shoulder back. But you might find just placing your hand on your sacrum or even on top of your other palm might also feel nice. Without having a preconceived idea of how the pose should look, where does your body naturally feel like going? One more breath here. And slowly press yourself back up, coming back onto all fours. Inhale, raising the left arm up, reaching through the fingertips, pressing down through the lower palm. Exhale, sliding the arm down and through, shoulder to tap the floor. On your next inhale, sweeping up, opening up. Exhale. And one last time, inhale. And exhale. Bringing the shoulder to rest on the floor and placing the right hand wherever feels comfortable, maybe on the sacrum, maybe in front of the thigh, or maybe resting one hand on top of the other palm. I've just got my forearm to the floor in a very lazy, comfy position. Breathing naturally. One more breath here. Lovely. Press yourself back up onto all fours. Take a cat-cow. Having a necklace issue here with my headset. There we go. Inhale and exhale. Come back to a neutral spine. Inhaling, raising the right leg back and up. Trying to keep the right hip pressing down toward the floor as you extend your leg back. And we'll draw the knee down and in, exhaling, bringing your forehead to your knee. Inhale, reaching the leg back. Keep pressing down into these front palms. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to go inhale back, reaching the leg back. Then exhale, bending the knee out to the side and taking the knee in toward the right shoulder and the right shoulder in toward the knee. So you're getting a nice little crunch or compression through the right side body. Inhale back, exhale, crunch to the right. Inhale, exhale. And take the leg back, lower your knee to the floor. Inhale, sweeping the left leg back and up. Exhale, taking the knee in, forehead to the knee. Inhale, reach back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling back. Exhale. Knee to the shoulder and shoulder to the knee. Inhale. Lengthen back. Exhale. Inhaling back. One last time. Exhale. And extend the leg back. Lower the knee and shin to the floor. Take your hands forward slightly. Tuck your toes. And take it back into a nice stretchy downward dog. Lifting and lowering your heels, alternating from side to side. And pressing the chest and the shoulders toward the thighs if you like. All right, we're not going to hold it here yet. Walking your feet forward to meet your hands. And slow roll up, coming all the way up to standing. So even taking that mentality into our mountain pose of letting go of the idea of how the pose should be set up. And just get nice and grounded and aware. How do your feet feel connecting to the floor beneath you? Noticing the softness through your thighs and then gently engaging them just enough to feel nice and comfortable in the pose and steady. And do you find that naturally you draw in through the belly, or is it okay to allow it to soften? Do you feel a little bit like you just want to slouch a little bit through your shoulders? That's okay too. Just taking a couple of breaths there, just standing firmly and standing tall. And then slowly feeling into lifting into the crown of the head. Gently drawing the shoulders down and back. We're about to begin a couple of rounds of sun salutations. We're going to take it nice and slow. Getting ready, exhale completely. And inhale, raising the arms up, feeling them moving through space. Looking up to your thumbs, pressing your palms together. Exhale, folding forward, maybe a soft bend through the knees. Inhale, flat back. Looking forward, maybe hands to the shins or to the floor. Exhale, folding forward, jump or step back into plank position. Option to take knees to the floor. Exhaling to lower down. Belly to the floor. Flatten out through your feet. Taking your time to inhale. Elbows working in as you lift. Exhale, lower down. We're going to do a couple more waves. Inhale, lifting up. Lengthening through your spine. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Knees to the floor, tuck the toes, and lift back into our beloved downward dog. Having a look at your hands and checking that your fingers and thumbs are spread nice and wide. And just finding your way into lifted hips and heels drawing down toward the floor. Maybe the knees are bent a little. Settling into your breath. One more breath here. Looking between your hands and choosing a way forwards, whether you want to step your feet forward or take a little hop forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, coming up, however you desire. Maybe a slow roll up or reverse swan dive up, bringing your palms together. Exhale, arms by your sides. Take a breath. And let's go one more round. Finding yourself, finding your center in mountain pose, grounding down through your feet. And drawing that strength up from the earth beneath you. Inhale, reaching up, raising the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, jump or step back into plank. Lowering down. This time, inhale either into cobra or upward dog, taking a full breath here. And then lifting back into downward dog. And we'll hold downward dog for 5 breaths. When you're ready, exhaling completely and jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Coming all the way up. Exhale. Arms by your sides. Taking a breath. Stepping one foot back, doesn't matter which one. Getting ready for triangle pose. Turning the right toes out, bringing the left toes in just slightly. Taking the arms out at shoulder height and sliding the hips to the left as you reach out over to the right. Lowering your right hand to rest on your ankle, the floor, or a block or chair. Allowing this top arm to go wherever it feels like it wants to. Maybe going into extended triangle, or maybe you just want to tuck it back behind you. Active throughout your feet, lifting through the inner arches. Firming through the thighs, protecting the knees. And giving life to the pose, lots of strength through your base so you can feel that nice lightness and lift through your upper body. Beautiful. Slowly release. We're going to bend through the right knee, walk the right fingertips out, coming up into a half moon. So you might like to stay just in a modified with toes to the floor or barely lifted. Wherever you venture to, try to ground down through your feet, your lower foot. So really gripping toes to the floor, navel drawing in, flexing the back foot to create tension through the back leg. And this will also help to create stability through the hip. And taking the arm wherever it goes to. I'm going to go back behind again. And feeling free to float that leg up and go a little bit off script for half moon. Expressing into the pose. Whoop. Wherever your body wants to take you. Bending through the right knee, getting ready to release out of the pose, stepping the left foot back. Finding yourself back in triangle, then turning the right toes in and the left toes out. Moving the hips to the right and reaching over to the left. Setting up in triangle pose. Active through your base. Navel drawing in, lifted through your spine. And finding a position that's comfortable for your top arm. Good. Taking your time now. Getting ready to shift into half moon. Bending through the left knee, taking the left fingertips forward. Unraveling that top arm wherever it is. Floating the back toes. Maybe it's toe to the floor. This is a nice strengthening position. Or maybe it's floating the back leg up. Flexing through the back foot. Switching on the leg. Stabilizing your hip. And maybe floating a little higher than the usual alignment. Really strong activation through that supporting foot, broadening and pressing the toes into the floor, feeling that base of your foot nice and active. And exhale, soft bend through the knee, lower the toes to the floor, coming back through triangle, turning your feet so that you're standing sideways on your mat. Hey Steffi, hey Sam. We're going to go into a standing forward fold now because we're exploring a little bit of inversions. But if you want to use a prop for this pose just to make it, I don't know, a little bit more restorative, give it a bit of a different flavor, you might like to take a blanket to where the crown of your head will go. And stepping your feet out wide if they're not already, toes in slightly so that the outer edges of your feet are running parallel to the floor. Folding forward and in your own time, starting to surrender your upper body forward. Maybe placing crown of the head to a raised surface like a bolster or a blanket. And of course, you don't have to use a prop, but in the theme of exploration tonight and allowing yourself to move in a way that just feels freeing and natural for you, go ahead and explore positions for your arms and placing your head either to the floor or just moving your feet in a little more so you can just hang forward like we do in a standing forward fold. Having a little bit more restorative and yin style position, even though your legs will be quite active. And we'll stay here for a few more breaths. And taking your hands forward and lifting yourself halfway up. Bring your hands to your hips. Come up to stand. And then turn the heels in, bending through the knees. We're going to go into just a gentle goddess. Hands resting on top of your thighs. Holding here for a few breaths. Strong through your legs and base. Light through your upper body. Soft in the face. Good. One more breath. Now pressing down firmly into your thighs, dropping your left shoulder and really working into your legs by just finding a nice dynamic where you can straighten out through the arms or maybe a micro bend, but gently pressing into the thighs and allowing that top shoulder to drop down, bringing your spine into a bit of a twist, lifting up and over to the other side, dropping the right shoulder, feeling a gentle stretch through the inner thighs and groin area. Come back to center, raising your hands and straightening the legs, heel toeing your feet back together. And take a breath, arms by your sides, relax. We'll move from here into garland pose. And if you would like to have your blanket under your heels for a little bit of elevation, go ahead and place it under your heels, feet hip distance apart with your toes turned out. And dropping down into a squat. Just going to go into side, so I'm lengthways on my mat. Now opening up the arms and taking left fingertips to the floor, and right arm is reaching up and back. And taking the right arm down, right fingertips to the floor, left arm reaches up and back. And once you're familiar with the movement, moving with your breath, inhaling to open and spiral. Exhale, lower the arm. Inhale, up and over to the other side. Exhale. One more time each way. Nice. Now let's take it side to side. We'll take the left arm under and the right arm over. And you might be able to catch left hand to the right ankle. And change sides. And your top shoulder can drop your top shoulder because you've got a lower shoulder. Your shoulder can drop into the inside of your leg to help work your leg back as you reach up and over. And let's do two more each side, moving with your breath. Last one. Nice. Release. And we will bring our hips to the floor as gracefully as possible. And bring the soles of your feet together. Let's take our bolster and any other props if you want to stack blocks as well. And take a nice wide, long butterfly, moving your heels away from your hips. Soles of your feet are still pressing together, and we'll lay a bolster over our feet. Where you might like to add more props is to give yourself not as an intense of a fold. So the higher the surface, the less of a stretch, but the more relaxed you might find yourself. And you can always deconstruct your props as you go. Folding forward. You can turn your head to the side if you like. Once you're in position, we'll stay here for 10 breaths. So if you have your head turned to one side, we'll count 5 breaths with your head one way and then turning your head to the other side for another 5 breaths. And try not to feel like you have to breathe deeply or stay super focused. Just allowing yourself to be in the pose, naturally present, soft in the mind, relaxed in your body. For your last couple of breaths, just allowing yourself to let go a little more. See if you can allow your body to be a little heavier, your tissues a little softer. Letting go, letting go. Okay. Beginning to peel yourself up out of this position, taking your time. I personally feel like I need to just straighten out my legs, so I'm just going to take a little extra stretch out the legs. Now we'll take our blanket behind us. We're going to use that in a moment. If you're using a block, take it out to the side. And you can either go 2 blocks under your feet or bolster under your feet. And we'll come onto our back for bridge pose with a little bit of elevation to increase the inversion. Okay, so feet to the raised surface. Bring your hips in as close as you can, turning your palms down with your arms alongside your body. Take a breath. And again, just prefacing, we all kind of know what bridge pose feels like, and feel free to explore just creating alternatives. So maybe stepping your feet out a little wider, or maybe working the knees together to create a bit of tension. I personally love that feeling of creating tension and release. So you can play with that sort of stuff. Yeah, you could play with lifting and lowering. So just giving yourself the time and space to explore. Whenever you're ready, tucking the tailbone under and slowly lifting. Lifting through the hips. I didn't realize it, but I naturally went full relaxed mode and turned my palms up. Shoulders went nice and broad, lifting up. You might like to try that. Now I'm going to interlock my hands underneath, rolling the tops of the shoulders. Bring the shoulder blades in toward each other. And then press through the hips, pressing your forearm and feet toward the floor. Option to take your hands to your lower back for support. 2 more breaths here. And slowly releasing, lowering your spine to the floor, one vertebra at a time. And straighten out your legs. Take a couple of breaths. And staying in that nice internalized state, we're going to go into shoulder stand. I'm going to use a blanket this time. I don't usually because I'm lazy, but definitely a nice experience to use a blanket for plow and shoulder stand. So if you'd like to, take a blanket under your shoulders so that your shoulders line up with the edge of your blanket and it gives you a little bit more space to lengthen through your neck. All right. Adjusting your hair if you need to. And let's set ourselves up. So I'm going to rock my knees up and over, but if you have a way that you like to get into shoulder stand, please go ahead. Okay, rocking the knees up and over, taking the legs up and making your way into a bit of a supported half shoulder stand to begin. And then slowly working your way up into full shoulder stand. Engaging through your core, mula bandha. Nice and firm through your legs. And either pointing or flainting your toes. So you've got a bit of a flexed toes but pointed foot. Lifting the lower back forward and feeling your chest moving toward your chin. And just keeping the breath flowing as best you can. You can stay there or lower your feet to the floor, coming into plow pose, taking your legs overhead. Nice and long through the backs of the legs, or if it feels too strong, softly bending through the knees. When you're ready, bending through the knees and carefully taking your hands, palms down, arms out behind you, and lowering your spine to the floor. One vertebra at a time, and then lowering the legs to the floor. And laying flat, take a couple of breaths, enjoy the beautiful prana rush. Bringing your feet in, arms by your sides. We'll go into a baby fish, taking your hands underneath your hips, palms down, and lift up, taking the crown of your head back, resting it on the floor. Opening up through the throat, thyroid glands that were nicely compressed while we were inverted. And release. If you've still got your blanket there, feel free to move it away if it's a bit uncomfortable. Otherwise, it can just stay where it is. Gently rocking your head from side to side, mobilizing through the neck. Bring your head back to center and gently rock your knees from side to side. Bringing a gentle twist into the lower back. Gently working into your hips. One more time each side. And come back to center. Making yourself comfortable for Shavasana. You might like to take a bolster under your knees and use your blanket to take it over your body. So setting yourself up for a deeply relaxing yoga nidra. I'm going to give you a minute or so of silence before I move into guided relaxation. And during this time, just allowing yourself to completely just be present in your body, aware of the sensations, not necessarily needing to label how you feel, just simply resting and being present. And you could stay in your own zone of presence or follow along with my guided relaxation. Just gently moving your awareness all the way down to the soles of your feet. Allowing your feet to soften and relax. Relax into your ankles and soften into your calf muscles. Feel your shin bones to be heavy. Relax into your knees. Relax your thighs. From the tops of your thighs to your inner thighs and outer thighs and your hamstrings. Relax your left hip and your right hip. Softening into your lower belly. Softening into your upper abdomen. And feeling the sides of your torso as if they're melting down toward the floor. Relax into your chest, your ribs, the muscles in between each rib. Feeling your heart center to be soft and light. Breathing fresh prana into your lungs with every inhalation, bringing oxygen and vital nutrients into your body. And exhaling, releasing things that your body doesn't need, releasing waste. And also using that exhalation to just let go on a physical level and on a more subtle or mental level. Relaxing your shoulders, feeling your collarbones broadening and releasing. Relaxing around the shoulder joint. Relax down and around your shoulder blades. Relax your upper arms, your elbows, and your forearms. Soften your wrists and hands, feeling your fingers to be gently curled and seeing if you can feel the prickling sensation of prana and life force circulating your palms. Moving your awareness to your lower back, feeling your sacrum broadening and releasing. Relax your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, and your neck. Your head is heavy and your face is soft. Your entire body is heavy and relaxed. When the mind is quiet and the body is relaxed, and we've withdrawn our senses from our daily activities and our usual workings of the mind, it's easier to drop into that state of self-awareness. Knowing that I'm not my body, I'm not my mind, I am spirit soul, an eternal spark of the Supreme Soul. Aham Brahmasmi. The yoga system provides us tools, techniques like yogasana to help us come back to this awareness of the self. And from that place, we have this whole inner well of wisdom, our higher self, higher intelligence. It's one of the most wonderful things that our practice offers, is that cultivation of self-awareness and quietening of the mind, relief from the irritations and tensions of the body so that we can come back to that awareness of who we really are. Allowing yourself to rest completely. Nothing else to do, nowhere else to be. Beginning to wake up your body, wriggling your fingers and toes, gently rocking your head from side to side. Pressing yourself up to sit. And we'll finish with a few rounds chanting Gauranga. Bringing the mantra in through your ears, into your mind, and down into your heart. Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Your turn. Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. My turn. Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Your turn. Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Last time all together. Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Bringing our hands together in prayer position, bowing our heads to offer our respects to each other, and bowing once more to offer our respects to the Supreme Soul. Namaste.